If a cheerleader wants to date a player, it's her responsibility to find out if he's married.
The Raiderette's Handbook further discourages relationships or even being friendly with football players at events where Raider players are present. Never go up and gush all over a player, ask for an autograph, or hang on his arm for a photograph. The handbook adds, you want to avoid putting yourself into an embarrassing situation or become an embarrassment to the squad because of inappropriate actions on your part. However, the handbook also provides some instruction in the event that a cheerleader does inadvisably hit it off with a football player. Make a point to find out if a player is married. In most cases, he won't tell you. You can call the Raider office with questions as to marital status, and I encourage you to do so. Again, he will not tell you he's married. Essentially, it's up to the cheerleader to make sure a football player, presumably pursuing said cheerleader, isn't married.
Negative facial expressions are prohibited.
Cheerleaders are generally portrayed in a positive, smiling manner, but the extent to which the handbooks dictate this positive, smiling manner is outlandish. The Raiderette's Handbook instructs crude language, innuendos, slang, and negative facial expressions are strictly verboten. The Bengal's Handbook actually says absolutely no arguing or questioning the person in authority. Finally, the Buffalo Gills's Handbook says do not be overly opinionated about anything. Do not complain about anything, ever hang out with a whiner. It's exhausting and boring. So, smile all the time, don't be a whiner, and never question authority. Yes, cheerleaders supposed to be smiling, positive, and enthused, but the extent to which these handbooks tells their cheerleaders to be happy is reminiscent of the Stepford Wives.
There are literally instructions on how to use feminine products.
Perhaps the strangest, most invasive instructions of all is the Buffalo Gills's instructions for menstruating. Yes, seriously. The handbook says, when menstruating, use a product that is right for your menstrual flow. A tampon too big can irritate and develop fungus. A product left in too long can cause bacteria or fungus buildup. Products can be changed at least every 4 hours. Except when sleeping, they can be left in for the night. The same handbook also provides instructions for shaving and warns cheerleaders to wash their feet daily. To be clear, some of these hygiene rules are valuable. It's the fact that they are put in an employee handbook that makes them problematic.
Handbooks provide instructions on how to properly speak.
The handbook for the Buffalo Gills gives very specific instructions on how a cheerleader should speak. The cheerleaders are instructed to never use the words / phrases like I seen it, use guys, dude, them guys, ain't, and p. They are to avoid the topics of religion, politics, sexual references, and talking about the previous night. The instructions also dictate that they should use the phrase "oh my goodness" instead of "oh my god." There are even rules for speaking when no one is around. Always say "excuse me" when you burp, sneeze, or cough, even if you think there isn't anyone around. Overall, these rules seem to provide conversational instructions modeled after an antiquated idea of femininity.
The cheerleaders are never off the clock, even when they are going to sleep.
For NFL cheerleaders, there is no such thing as off the clock. One handbook actually reads, even when you are not working in your capacity as a Raiderette, you are still representing the Oakland Raiders. It is imperative that whenever you leave your home you look put together, so when someone recognizes you, and they can say, "Raiderettes always look fabulous." We've all seen the stars in the tabloids that don't look their best. Cell phone cameras are everywhere. Be camera ready, so cheerleaders have to be camera ready literally all the time. On top of that, some handbooks mandate that all cheerleaders wash off their makeup before bed. This is recommended by pretty much all dermatologists, but putting it in a handbook makes it part of the job, which is invasive.
There are extremely detailed instructions on physical appearance.
It seems every cheerleading team's handbook provides some serious instructions about their physical appearance. The handbook for the Bengals states, "Stay away from frosted lipsticks and eyeshadows. Management will determine your proper color analysis." It also adds, "Glamour is a priority." The Buffalo Bills cheerleading team, named the Buffalo Jills, are instructed that their nails must be maintained with a French manicure or natural polish. The Buffalo Jills are also instructed that a full curled or slightly bent, free-flowing style is required. Short hair must be worn full and fabulous. The Ravens cheerleaders are told they must have a warm skin color tone for every game day. In order to achieve this look, tanning vouchers, along with gym memberships and teeth whitenings, are given to the cheerleaders. The only catch is that there are a limited number, so these perks go to senior cheerleaders. Newbies who don't receive discounted for free tanning appointments or teeth whitenings are expected to get these services and pay for it out of their own pocket.
Cheerleaders are required to buy the team calendar and then sell it for profit.
One of the strangest revelations about how cheerleaders are treated involves the annual calendar. The Ravens cheerleading team is the only co-ed team in the league. While all the female cheerleaders appear in the calendar, male cheerleaders do not. However, the male cheerleaders are welcome to attend the swimsuit shoot if they pay their own way, which many of them do since it's basically a vacation. When the calendars are printed, cheerleaders are required to buy them. The female cheerleaders must purchase 100, while the male cheerleaders are only required to purchase 20. Bought at a piece, the cheerleaders then sell the calendars for a piece to turn a profit. This is much like the Mary Kay or LuLaRoe business scheme, with the added twist that the women have to sell 5 times as many calendars as the men.
Handbooks warn cheerleaders to avoid assault and rape, as it may ruin their reputation.
Across the board, handbooks discourage cheerleaders from fraternizing with football players. However, the Raiderettes handbook takes it one step further by explaining there have been a few relationships between the two groups that have resulted in a few happy marriages and lovely children. However, we have also had more situations where, quite frankly, the Raider organization and the Raiderettes narrowly escaped ruined reputations. One such example concerns a player who gave Halloween parties every year and many of the Raiderettes attended. The same player was suspended from the team for drug use, but also arrested for date rape. For you on the squad who have attended those parties, just think how narrowly you missed having your photo in all the local papers and / or being assaulted. The handbook basically discourages cheerleaders from socializing with players because they could be assaulted and / or raped, thus ruining their reputation. The logic is obviously very backwards and very dated.
Some teams have twice-a-week weigh-ins for the cheerleaders.
The Bengals have weigh-ins twice a week, and each cheerleader is given a 3-pound leniency. This means that if a cheerleader's goal weight is 115 pounds, weighing in at 118 wouldn't be considered overweight. If a cheerleader does pass the 3lb leniency, she is required to stay after practice for extra conditioning. She could also be suspended or dismissed. However, this obsession with a baseline number can be counterproductive. One Ravens cheerleader recounted that a senior cheerleader came into the season 5 pounds lighter than she normally was. Throughout the season, she gained weight and was benched for said weight gain. However, she was still lighter than she had been during previous seasons when she was allowed to cheer. It was the fact that she weighed more than she had at the start of this particular season that got her benched. Another Ravens cheerleader claimed she was left out of the Super Bowl because of a little bit of a weight gain.
Cheerleaders are required to follow a strict dress code even while off the field.
Cheerleaders are required to follow a strict dress code even while off the field.
The Rulebooks reminds the cheerleaders just how unimportant they are, despite all the hoops they have to jump through.
The Rulebooks reminds the cheerleaders just how unimportant they are, despite all the hoops they have to jump through.
Slouching breasts and wearing underwear are forbidden.
Slouching breasts and wearing underwear are forbidden.
They are put through a Jiggle test before games.
They are put through a Jiggle test before games.
Cheerleaders are required to attend events in which they wear bikinis and are auctioned off.
Cheerleaders are required to attend events in which they wear bikinis and are auctioned off. After following all of these rules, cheerleaders are compensated with as little as per hour. Cheerleaders were forced on a weekend-long photo shoot that required them to pose topless and act as escorts.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care, bye.